Hi YouTube, here's another tutorial by Creative Tutorials. Now today we're going to turn our content, i.e. logo, textual content, images, whatever you want, into patterns or brushes. Very simple. Make sure first off all your content is within one layer. It won't work if it's in two layers, it needs to be flattened. So for instance, if you had two layers like such, you would need to make sure it's one layer. So select the top layer and press Ctrl E and make sure it's all contained within one layer. Okay, so let's get started. We have our layer, one layer, and store the content. We're going to go to Edit and define as pattern. We're going to name our pattern Creative Tuts or anything that suits yours. Click OK. Now that's done. Let's create a new layer and we're going to fill that layer with a background colour. We're going to just choose white. We'll select blending options within layer 2 and we're going to select pattern overlay and then select from our pattern list Creative Tuts. Now it's currently very empty, but if we use our scale tool we can soon turn the whole page into Creative Tut wallpaper. Now the true trick of this is how much space do you want around the actual logo. If you don't want so much space, simply scale or crop the image. So we're just going to go ahead and crop the image right now. I'm going to make a pattern and I don't really want that much space around the actual logo. So that's good, that's how much space I want. So I'm going to go ahead and select Edit, Define Pattern, Creative Tuts, Tight Fit. Okay. Oops, type 5. Okay, so basically we're going to go ahead and delete this layer now. We're going to go ahead and create a new canvas size, pixels, 1000 by 1000. I'm going to just turn the colour background. Now we're going to again apply the pattern onto the background. As you can see, is a lot closer. So hopefully this helped you in understanding how to define patterns. Now what we're going to do is we're going to define our pattern as a brush. It's very simple. What we're going to do is select our logo again and we'll bring it onto the stage. Again, it works kind of the same principle. Everything needs to be within one layer. So we're going to go ahead and select Edit, and instead of Pattern there's Brush Preset. So select that and select Creative Tuts as the name. Now in the little thumbnail next to the name you'll notice it's grayscaled, and this is what happens with brushes. You can't save several colour tones to one brush. It will always save the brush as a grayscaled brush. It will retain the highlights and the shadows though. So if you've got any gradients, say for instance on my logo, the middle area of the background is very dark and then it's very light above the dark line, it retains all that information. So when you're making a brush, you're actually only defining the shape and the highlights and shadows, not the actual colour. So go ahead and select OK, and then we're going to go ahead and delete this layer. And now we're going to select a different colour to paint with our brush. And instead of using the default colour that we've got as a logo, I'm going to select a nice blue, nice baby blue. Select your brush, and now just, obviously you might have to select your logo from the list. Mine's already selected. And just click, and as you'll see, you'll be able to click your logo on top many times. Now your brush will be set up in your brush settings at the top here, and you've got shape dynamics, scattering, texture, wet edges, airbrush, smoothing. All of these actually affect the brush in different ways. And so at the moment when you're actually painting, you can see that it's not painting the brush at full opacity. So you may want to eventually click the brush quite a few times. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4. as you'll see, it will take away all the shadow and highlights. So do be aware of that. As I said, it's not going to capture all the colour, it's only going to capture the shadows and highlights. So there's a good way for capturing your images and content and text and saving them within Photoshop just in case you lose high-res images. So yeah, that's another tutorial from Creative Tutorials. If you've got any suggestions, please post them. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Thanks for your time.